this time.
Grace and peace, everyone. There is a time for everything under the heavens. There is a time to learn. There is a time to live, a time to wonder, a time to speak, a time to poet, and a time to believe. And today is the time to learn. So I really want to show you guys these books that I bought from Goodwill, actually. So the books that I have today are no more than $3 each. Most of them are no more than $2, but I have some that are $2.99, so no more than $3 each. And it was a really good steal, honestly. I found so many books. There were honestly more books that I wanted to buy, but I ended up just buying 8. I don't need any more. But I was at Goodwill, specifically the one in New Orleans. I forget the name of the street. Is that Tulane? I think it's a Goodwill on Tulane. And I went to that one with my friend. Oh, I also need to show you guys the painting I got. I got a painting for like less than $5 and it's so pretty. I'll show y'all that at the end. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started with the first book, which is Becoming by Michelle Obama. Now this has been on my TBR since it came out, honestly, but I'm so glad they had it at Goodwill, y'all. It was at Goodwill and it was only $2.99 for the hardback book. Yeah, so it was selected in 2018 by Oprah's Book Club for an award. This, I believe, is the story of Michelle Obama. It is a memoir about her life, her family, and of course her relationship with Barack Obama. And I can't wait to get into this. I love when memoirs and autobiographies have pictures. It makes it so much more personable to see what they look like at that time in life, what they were thinking about at that time in life. I haven't started reading it yet, I will not lie to you, but I think what I'm gonna have to do is see if she is the one who reads her audiobook, because sometimes I really do prefer physical books, just reading physical books, period. But I would like to hear her read this, and I think she reads it herself. So I may listen to the audio version and read it physically because I love to take notes. So I'll probably just highlight some things along the way. Yes, this is book number 1. And I'll let you guys know what I think once I read it. I know that she has another book came out in 2022, and that was called The Light We Carry. I need to read this book first, but then I'll read that one. And I believe another book came out this year in 2025 called, I don't remember what it's called, but I'll put it on the screen. I need to read all of those books, and the one by Justice Ketanji Brown, I need to read her book. Another book by Kamala Harris, 107 Days. So I have a lot on my TBR, but my TBR is never empty. Next, we have this book called How to Break Up with Your Friends. Finding Meaningful Connection and Boundaries in Modern Friendships. Now, this book was written by Erin Falconer, and honestly, once I saw it, the cover is beautiful in and of itself, but I was drawn to the title, honestly, because I believe that in some of my friendships I felt a little bit of distance in us. I know as you get older, you do tend to go your separate ways and go down certain paths. People start to get in relationships, they start to get engaged. Some of my friends have gotten engaged, all of these things, and you really want to start auditing your friendships low-key, and just to see, are you guys friends out of proximity? Are you guys friends just out of, I don't even want to say history, but like the sheer numbers that you have known each other? That doesn't always translate to, like the book says, meaningful connection. So let me read y'all the introduction, because I did read the introduction. I was like, should I buy this book? Okay, so the introduction says, I bet you felt like an a-hole for picking this book off the shelf and an even bigger one for buying it. Ooh. And yet, notice how quickly you were drawn to it. So yes, I am interested in some of the things they have to say in the book. How to break up with a friend. Friend breakups are real. Honestly, so real. I'm trying to go to one of the pages in the beginning. Like each chapter, she will have a quote from someone. I really want to go to, I think it's chapter 2, when she has a quote from Alice Walker, Eleanor Roosevelt. Okay. Where's the one from Alice Walker though? Y'all, I can't find the quote. So, oh, don't they get a picture of her? Let me see what she look like. Okay. Period. She's also the author of How to Get Ish Done, a digital entrepreneur. Okay, period. A degree in clinical psychology. Ooh, now she after my own heart, babe. Y'all know I was a psych major. This is wonderful. I can't find the quote by Alice Walker, but oh, here it is. It's in chapter 7, y'all. If you get to chapter 7, it says, no person is your friend who demands your silence or denies your right to grow. And I feel like sometimes in friendships, you can feel like you're stuck being the person you were in the beginning of the friendship. Let's say you guys became friends 15 years ago or 10 years ago, and you still find yourself having to be that person because that's who you were at the beginning. But people grow, people change, people evolve. So I highly recommend this book. Well, I can't really recommend it until I've read it. I'm going to read it and then I'll see if it's something worth recommending. This book also was $2.99 for the hardback cover. My camera is dying, but we are going to go to number 3 really quickly. How to Bring Them to Christ. And this is by A.R.A. Torrey. This was $1.99 softback book. Yeah, this was honestly worth it. This kind of goes hand in hand with the one before it. I bought this because in some of my friendships I felt like I was becoming unequally yoked with some people and some people had to go. But there's a lot of people that I want to bring to Christ. I do highly value evangelism and just sharing Christ with others. I know that we are called in the Great Commission to make disciples. So I'm hoping that this book helps me to do that in an unapologetic way, but also in a way that shows them Christ and shows them the undenying and unwavering love of Christ through me, so that I can be a good representation, not only in my friendships, but in all of my relationships, familial, we not there at romantic yet, but you know, in all of them. I would like to be a good representation. The back says, learn the keys to soul winning. Oh, it also has the original price on the back. It was $8.99, but I only bought it for $1.99. Cool. So y'all, check out your local Goodwill. I'm sure you guys have been walking past. Y'all have been walking past the good book section. On the front cover, it has this Bible verse that says, "He that winneth souls is wise." That's Proverbs 11:30. Okay, next, really quickly, we are going to go to number 4 on the list, which is The Wedding Date. Now, this book is written by Jasmine Guillory. As you can see, this is like a very soft paper book. It reminds me of like books in the olden days, honestly. This book was only $1.99. It is a soft paperback. New York Times best-selling, okay, best-selling author. Now, she has a book called Beauty and the Beast. Not Beauty and the Beast, but like Book and the Beast. What is the name of that book? I'm just gonna go out on the limb and say it's Beauty and the Beast. But it's about, I've reviewed this book already on my channel. Watch that video. It's the video that I have up on my channel already called "If You Have These Books, Let's Be Friends." She has a book on there, and I believe it's like a pink cover, The girl, she's a publisher, he is a recluse. Anyway, absolutely love this book. Now, if I read this and I love it as well, as much as I love that one, then she will become an auto-buy author for me. But I am excited. From what I read on the back, there are two people, Drew Nichols and Alexa Monroe. So they get stuck in an elevator and Drew needs a +1 to his ex-girlfriend's wedding. And so he asks the girl, Alexa, who they get stuck in the elevator with, to be his +1 and like essentially his fake girlfriend. The trope here, I believe, is like fake relationship eventually turns into them catching feelings for each other and then them getting together. But of course, it wouldn't be a good rom-com without conflict, so I'm going to see what the conflict is about and let you guys know. Okay everyone, I am back. My battery was dying, so I had to put it on the charger, but while it was on the charger, I wanted to show you guys the picture I was talking about. So this is the picture I was mentioning that I got from Goodwill as well. Oh, you can kind of see the camera, but this was made by Linda Gass. It says it at the bottom. I'm really not sure what city this is supposed to depict or if it's supposed to be abstract, but either way, absolutely beautiful. And it was at Goodwill, so it was $2.99. Oh my goodness, it was $2.99. This is high quality and it's framed. Oh my goodness, absolutely amazing. Hit that Goodwill up again. I believe it's on Tulane. It can't be Canal, but it was. They did have the streetcar pass through that street. Was it Canal or was it Tulane? One of them have a Goodwill. Look it up. Okay, so the next two books that I want to mention are religious books. One is called The Message of the Book of Revelation by Charles T. Chapman Jr. And then this one is called What Do Jews Believe? The Spiritual Foundations of Judaism by David S. Ariel. Now, these two books I got, I want to read them along with the other book I just showed you guys, How to Bring Them to Christ. If you guys do not know, I am Christian and I also have another Bible here that my friend gave to me, and something I've really been trying to get into is apologetics. So she lended me this apologetics Bible. This is in the version CSB. No, CSB, Christian Standard Bible. CSB. And I really need to read Revelation. I have read bits and pieces, but I don't want to just be a bits and pieces girl. I want to read the whole thing and meditate on it and read it again. So I hope that this book will help me in understanding some of the things that I read. I know that they go, it looks like they go verse by verse low key. I have started halfway. I won't say halfway. I have started. But I'm excited to read what they have to say, some of the commentary surrounding the book of Revelation. I know that this will not at all count as the Bible, but I hope that it will help me in understanding some of the things that I read. Of course, we have What Do Jews Believe, because when it comes to apologetics, I really want to be able to defend the faith well, especially to other people who may not believe or maybe following other smaller G gods in their life. I really want to help them see the truth and to see the light and see it through me. Yeah, Matthew 5. I'm trying to be the light. I'm trying to be the salt. So yeah, this book, the Jews book, was $1.99. And then we have the Revelation book, which was also $1.99. They're both softback books, and I can't wait to get into them. So next we have Sister to Sister, Black Women Speak to Young Black Women. So we have a book that have about, that's 10 black women here, and we have some of their stories on the back as well. We have one person who is a certified overachiever, and just some of the reasons why she became an overachiever. It has to do with some painful things that she went through, some things that she is trying to hide, maybe even some insecurities. We have one woman who was the recipient of an award from Oprah, and she talks a little bit about motherhood. We have other people who talk about being black in all white spaces. So I'm really just interested in what these women have to say. So they have pictures of them before they get into their story. So a picture of them, a little bit about them, so an about me section, and then it goes straight into their story. Things that they want to share with either the younger them or just younger black women in general. I know this book is going to be very good. I will have to brace myself because I know it may mention some topics that may trigger me. However, I do see this as a necessary book, a book that I'm excited to read, especially in terms of mentorship. It really matters to me, representation in my mentors and my counselors and people that advise me, that I see a little bit of me in them so I can kind of relate to them and the message that they are giving me. So yes, I will read this and get back to you all. This book was the $1.99 from Goodwill. The last book on this list is The Rocking Chair Prophet by Matthew Kelly. Now, I read the back of this and it reminded me of Walden by Thoreau, David Thoreau. It is over on my shelf. I don't feel like getting it and I don't feel like finding it, but I believe Walden also haven't finished, by the way. I picked that book up in quarantine because I was like, oh, this is a book about isolation and I'm isolated, so let me read this. Never finished it. It started so slow. It just started so slow for me, but I know it's a classic book. Come on now, get to the point. This one reminded me of that because it's a man. He is about 33. When he is 33, he disappears into the mountains. Mind you, this is a suburban man. He was living in the suburbs. He disappears into the mountains at 33, and when he comes back a few years later, he is filled with all of this wisdom that he found out in the woods, wisdom that he found from solitude, and just observations of life. And then not only does he have this wisdom, he starts to share the wisdom with other people. So people flock to him from all different parts of the world. They come to his porch, whether he sits in a rocking chair and he gives them wisdom and like counseling on their lives. So yeah, I am quite excited to get into this. It honestly looks so short, about 150 pages or so. Oh my goodness, no. I literally just flipped to the last page to see how many pages it is. It's 154, but it has one of my favorite Bible passages, Ecclesiastes chapter 3. Can you see this? Oh goodness, hold on, maybe you can't see it, but this is Ecclesiastes chapter 3. Wow, so I already know I'm probably gonna like this book, period. This was published by Blue Sparrow and it was $1.99 at Goodwill. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching my video. Please do not sleep on your local Goodwill. Please head to that Goodwill now. See what kind of books they have for you, some things that you may want to re-gift, may want to rehome, may want to give to somebody else during this holiday season. I'm not sure what time you're gonna watch this video, but it is around the holiday season now, in November. So yeah, without further ado, grace and peace and mercy and truth to each and every one of you. And please remember to remain open-hearted, open-handed, and open-minded to both God and others. Have a blessed day.
Good to know you're by my side, holding me